which makes it very hard to live up to. He has a wonderful sense of humor. He has devotion to family. He taught us always thinking what's right versus what's wrong. He always said to us, never lie, always tell the truth. I don't know if I've ever heard him lie, or have ever known about it. And he always tells people, look them right in the eye when you're talking to them.
Exactly. Straight in the eye.
Now, Dad gave me the love of sports. Unfortunately, he didn't do much for my mechanical aptitude. I have many fond memories, a lot of them sports related. First one is when I was maybe 4 or 5 years old, asking my father, why is it you're reading the newspaper from the back? The answer was, it was the New York Post, and the sports section was in the back. I always read the sports sections, and I always read from the back. He took me to my first baseball game. I was probably about 5 years old. It was a night game, Friday night, the Dodgers and the Cardinals. We sat along the third base side, upper deck, and I remember just thinking how beautiful the grass was and how majestic this whole thing was, and that kind of hooked me on sports and hooked me on the Dodgers at the time. Kind of hooked me on my father, too. I remember when he brought me my first baseball glove.
Billy Cox.
It was a Billy Cox glove. It was flat as a board like this. In those days, you didn't have pockets. You had to put a lot of oil in there and whatever. The only problem was that to get that glove, we had to spend the Saturday night overnight with my grandparents, my mother's parents, and that didn't go very well. So at least getting the glove was a good compensation. He got me interested in hockey, and there were nights when I would go to sleep knowing there was a Ranger game, and in the morning he would leave a note for me in the room with the final score of the game. Rangers didn't win that many. He took me to a Ranger playoff game. We sat in the end balcony. It was against the Boston Bruins in 1957 or whatever it was.
Jerry Topazini scored the goal in overtime.
You were there?
I was there. I was there.
Jerry Topazini scored the goal in overtime. Thanks a lot. And I remember leaving people pouring beer down from the balcony. Well, Dad, I have a little bit of a present for you.
It's a ticket for the next game.
A copy of the ticket stub from that game.
Oh, my God.
Balcony, $2.
Right. Without a GO card.
He took me to my first Knicks game. Joe and Stan were there too. He had a delivery boy by the name of Felix. Okay. The Knicks had a center, 6'11", by the name of Ray Felix. I thought the delivery boy was the... So we were at this doubleheader, and the second game, Joe Lapchick was the coach. Second game, the Knicks lost 80-79 to the Warriors, but I know he remembers that.
After Dad.
He always let me stay up, maybe 5, 6 years old, Friday nights for the Dodger games. So that was always a treat to be able to stay up late and watch the Dodger games. He taught me how to play tennis when I was very young, and I'm always grateful for that. During the Cub Scouts, during the Olympics, I was a hopping champion. I came in second place one year, got a medal, and as I was hopping in the race, who was running alongside of me? Him. I finally found out how fast he could run. I never saw him run so fast as to when he was chasing my brother after one of my brother's misdeeds. which were many when we were younger. Gave me a great bar mitzvah. I remember that, it was lavish, and they didn't have a lot of money, but I felt like a king with that. Now, he also attempted to teach me how to ride a bike, and attempted to teach me how to drive a car, but we're not gonna go too much into that. Those things did not